So the question is that I want to create one EC2 instance, and I want that a script which is to run to install the Apache, and it should run when EC2 instance is created, right? How we can achieve this? To achieve this, let us go to our AWS account. So let me connect to my AWS account, aws.amazon.com. Okay, this is the website. So here I will sign into my account, and I'm using the root email. So here uh, I will use my so now what I have done actually, I have uh, logged into my account. Now I will go to EC2 instance. How you can make this as favorite? You can go to your compute and there is a asterisk symbol. So when you put the asterisk symbol, right, when you select this, now it is appearing here in your favorites. So I frequently use EC2. That's why I made it favorite. Now, as of now, there is no instance running. I will go to instance. I am selecting my region, which is North Virginia. But whatever the region you want to use, you can select that one. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on instances. So here it will show the list of instances which are running in this region. So I'm gonna create one EC2 instance. And now I will say web server. Now, uh, in this web server, I want to run that script. So I'm gonna use this Ubuntu, okay, Ubuntu latest 24.04, right? And instance type, I'm taking T2 micro. So if you are using the free tier account, then uh, T2 micro is the best option. Okay, it won't post. Now, key pair, I will select my key pair. Okay, and if you want to create a new key pair, you can create a new key pair, but I think I have this one. Now, here, interesting thing. What I'm gonna do, I will install my web server, but I don't want to connect to this server. I want my script is to run, okay, automatically. And because I don't want to connect through SSH to my this Ubuntu machine, so I will not open port number 22. Okay. So I will click on edit, and this VPC and subnet we will talk later, not now. Here I'm creating a web server security group. Okay. So, or I will say web server only. So it will have only web server security group. Okay. So this is required description. So web server HTTP port. Okay. Because our Apache server will run at port number 80. So here I'm just giving my HTTP port number, okay, which is port number 80. And this is a TCP protocol. And I'm not using port number 22. The reason is because I'm not going to connect to this machine remotely. Okay, so this is fine. 8 GB space is fine. And I want to create one instance. Now, what you need to do, how to run that script? You need to come to this advanced detail. Under this advanced detail, you will find a lot of other options. So you can decide that shutdown behavior. When you shut down your application, what it will do? Will it stop your EC2 instance? Or you want to terminate? It means if someone selects shutdown, then it will terminate the system. Right? I will keep it this stop only. There is a hibernate behavior. What is hibernate behavior? For example, uh, I'm running this Google Chrome and some applications are running. I want that my system should go in into a shutdown mode or stop mode. But when I start, it will start from here, right? Means this screen should be appear and whatever the application is running. So this is called the hibernate mode. So if you want to enable the hibernate, then you need to select here. Do you want to enable or disable? By default, it is not enabled. So I will say enable. Okay. Now, when you terminate your EC2 instance, do you want to allow to terminate or you don't want to allow to terminate? That is called the terminate protection. So I want terminate protection enable. We can disable it later also. Okay. So I'm saying terminate protection enable. So it means now no one can delete my EC2 instance. Same way, you want no one can stop your EC2 instance, then you can select this stop protection, right? CloudWatch monitoring, that is a monitoring service in AWS placement group. So that comes later. Okay. That is not a point here to discuss. Now, I want to show you this user data. So this user data is optional. If you want to write a script, like uh, we are having this script. So what this script is going to do? So we'll put it here. So we are using bin bash, sudo apt update, sudo apt install apache 2 -y. We are changing the host name and we are creating one or we are updating the file index.html and it will store my host name. Okay. So I want this is to run. So we can also upload the file with user data or enter in the field. So I'm entering into the field. Okay. Now, if you want to encode this data, so base 64, we can encode also. Now I will launch that instance. Now instance is getting launched. Now a question to you. Okay. Okay. So it is saying hibernation we need to disable. So we need to edit the okay, because the root volume must be encrypted. So our root volume is not encrypted. So at this moment, I will change that configuration. I will disable the hibernation because for that, our volume, which is this volume, right, it should be encrypted. And encryption we have not discussed so far. That's why I'm disabling. And later, once we discuss the encryption, after that, I will make it hibernate. So here, hibernate enable. Instead of enable, I will say disable or just use the select. Okay. And we will just double check our user data is there. Yes, user data is there. It is optional. Okay. Optional means if you have the user data, then you can put it here. Means you want to run some script, then you put it here or upload the file. Or if you don't have, then you can leave it blank. So I'm launching the instance. Okay. Now I will ask one question to you. So now you remember that what are the settings I have done. Now tell me, will I be able to connect this EC2 instance?
Because the other port is not open
Yeah.
for running
So
HTTP.
only HTTP I have opened. So
Yes.
will I be able to connect to this EC2 instance?
No, you shouldn't.
That's correct. You cannot connect because for that port number 22 is to be opened, right? So if I
Hmm.
try to connect to this particular EC2 instance, right? When I'm trying to
It
connect,
will get
let us see
failed.
whether we are able to connect or not. So if we are not able to connect here, you cannot connect from
Failed
PuTTY or
because
the MOBA Extreme also.
mobiles.
Okay. So let us see whether it is able to connect or not. It should not. So it is rotating and at the end it will be failed, right? Fail to connect. What is the EC2 instance connect is unable to connect to your instance. Ensure that instance network settings are configured correctly. for EC2 Instance Connect. Okay. So we know what is the reason. So I'm closing this. Now we have executed one script. So what I'll do, I will take its public IP address. So you can see this is the public IP address. I will copy this and I will put it here. Colon 80. You can give the port number colon and then the port number. But port number 80 is a default. So it is optional to write colon 80. Okay. So see, that is disappeared. Now see, this is, oh, our host name is not changed, or we forget to run one command, which is bash command. Okay. So one command is missing here. After that, we need to run the bash command. Okay. Then the means if you restart the system, then it will appear with the host name, which is this web server. So one thing which we have missed it, that is the sudo bash command. Okay, but when you restart this, you will find now but you see, I'm able to access the at port number 80. You see the importance of port, right? The
Yes.
incoming port 80 is open, but I am unable to connect it.
Mm.
So that is absolutely fine. We are able to access google.com, but we are not allowed to connect to google.com server.
Mm.
So this is the real-time example, right? So this is one thing which I wanted to show you. And now we have also done few settings. The settings were that if I try to stop the instance, right? If I say stop, it should not allow me to stop, right? So I'm trying to stop this instance, right? So here it is checking is stop protection is enabled. Okay. So I'll select stop. It will not stop my EC2 instance. Okay. So here it is not showing the message, but sometimes you will see the message that stop is failed because stop is, yeah, here you go. So here you can see because modify disable API instance, some message it is giving, but we are unable to stop. And actually it has given 2 times because we tried 2 times. It did not appear immediately. Now here you can see, if I go to this settings, actions, instance settings, right? So you can change the stop protection. Right? You want, okay, it should be stopped at later point of view time, right? So that you can do. How you can do this? So here, you see it is enabled. I can disable it and save it. Understood? Now I can stop it. So I can go here. If I stop this EC2 instance, now stop protection is off. It means I can stop. Do you understand this concept?
Yes.
Good. Now, I want to do a vertical scaling. What is vertical scaling? Vertical scaling means currently I'm using T2 micro. T2 micro means 1 CPU and 1 GB RAM. Now consider this web server is used for hosting your web application and there is a lot of traffic which is coming to this particular EC2 instance. So 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM is not enough. You want to increase its RAM and CPU. So what you can do, you can change the hardware configuration or you can change the instance type, right? Whichever is suitable. So for that, first you need to stop the EC2 instance. So here you can see under the instance settings, right? So what we can do, we can change the instance type, but this is grayed out. This is grayed out because I have not stopped my EC2 instance. So let us first stop this EC2 instance. Now it will be stopped. It is bit slow. So it is doing a process. Okay. So it is in the stopping state. Let it stop properly. So the state will be stopped. So stopping means it is still in a process of stopping. Okay. We'll refresh it. Okay. It's taking time. Okay. So we can change the instance type. Now you can see my current instance type is T2 micro. Now what I want to do, I want to uh, change from T2 micro to, say an example, T2 medium. So here it will show. But before that, you need to know what is the type you want to change. Okay. So because I know it is T2 medium, which has 2 CPU and 4 GB RAM. So I want to change from T2 micro to T2 medium. Right. So this is the comparison. Here you can see. This is the cost currently, which is for my EC2 instance when it is T2 micro. When it is T2 medium, this will be the cost, which is almost 4 times, right? And this is for Linux, this is for Windows. In T2 micro, I have one CPU. Here I will have two core CPU, 1 GB RAM, here 4 GB RAM. So that's why price is more. So now I will say change. Okay, so I'm changing this. Now this is changed. How do you know? See, this is changed. So this way you can change your T2 micro to T2 medium. This is called vertical scaling. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Okay. So
Okay.
do this
Mm.
exercise by yourself, right? Create uh, uh, create EC2 instance. Whatever I have done, just repeat it. I will share this the script with you, so you can try it by yourself. So are we good to go? Can we stop our
Yes.
today's session here?
Okay.
Thank you.